Countervail high rounds is pretty easy to set up. All you need is the Wonderwaffe, and don't open one door right here in the grand foyer. So to the right of the dinosaur, you're going to keep this door closed. Both the top and the bottom door are connected. So we're going to work our way to the other side of those doors, and we're going to head to the left side of the map. You're going to buy this door. Now this metal door to the right will be closed until you turn the power on. So you'll need to go through the nursery. Now this strat involves being on the other side of those doors I showed you. So to get there, work your way all the way around. Head through the director's quarters. You're going to buy both of the doors on the patio. Once you see Elemental Pop, head inside to the little study. You're going to make your way to the library, and then you'll come out on the east foyer right near Stamina. The doors that I showed you to keep closed are going to be right here. So again, keep those doors closed. And then heading up to this balcony, you'll see the top doors closed. That's why the zombies don't come behind you. And that is how you set up this location. Now, let me show you how to get the Wonderwaffe. To start off, we need to note this board. We're going to look at the bottom left-hand corner. My board there was M. I'm going to talk more about that later. Next, when you're on round 10, you'll need to kill the lab technician inside this mainframe chamber. They're going to drop a floppy disk. You'll pick that up, take this back to the east foyer. You're going to insert it in the computer. Some vermin are going to spawn in, you'll kill them, and then you're going to grab the code word that the fax machine gives you. In my video, the word was worm. Now we're going to look at the bottom left-hand corner to identify which board that we have. In my video, for example, this is board M. We're now going to use these clusters of letters to find a 4-digit code. So my word was worm. My code is going to be 7671. On the screen, I have provided all of the different codes based on the board and the words, so you can use them to quickly navigate through it. Or let me explain how you do this part. You're going to find the 4-digit code based on your board, and then we're going to identify how many numbers are in each cluster. So for worm, I find where W is located. That is in a cluster of 7. So my first number is going to be 7. When I find the O, that is in a group of 6. So my second code is 6. My R is in a group of 7. That is the third number. And M is by itself. So my code is going to be 7671. Take that code to the mainframe chamber and head through the service tunnel. Directly across from that is going to be a doppelgas inside this container. You'll need to enter in your 4-digit code. I plugged in 7671, and you'll need to eliminate the doppelgas. Right here, I'm using the Kilo. It is pack 1 blue rarity with double tap. It shreds him. You'll then pick up the severed arm, continue your way through the service tunnel. You'll need to buy this metal door, and then you can enter the armory and obtain the MK2. The next thing you'll need is to open up one of the liminal spaces. So we need to get a canister. Heading back the way you came, there's going to be a Casimir right here by this truck. Pick that up, head back behind double tap, and you're going to throw the Casimir directly in front of this zombie spawn. It is important that you do it in the middle because it's going to pull out that canister. Next, we're going to need to collect seeds. This is one of the ammo mods for the MK2. I think it's the easiest, especially for beginners. This first plant seed is located in the corner of spawn. You go under the bridge, and another possible spawn can be right there. There was my second one. You'll pick that seed up. You can use a Molotov, Simtex, pack GS45s. It really doesn't matter. The third one that I found was right here in Shem's Hinge. So you're going to light that on fire and get your third seed. Now, once you grab that, we're going to go across the other way into the lower terrace. There can also be a possible spawn to the right of Quick Revive. Then you make your way through the motor court to the left of the workbench. Right here in the corner where my fourth one was is another option. Then heading towards the mansion, there could possibly be one right here. By the nursery, through those doors to the left, there can be another one. And then leaving the director's quarters, there can be one on the other side of this first tree. And the last one can be found by double tap right here on this plaza. So you're going to take the canister to the conservatory, and we'll need to harvest the gas from the plant seeds. You'll insert the canister over here and you'll plant these seeds in the box. Next, you'll need to defend each of the seeds until they grow to full size. You'll be able to track your progress with the progress bar. You can do multiple at once, or if you're with more than one person, they can do another one. But if you want to play it safe, just do one at a time. Once that first one's done, you can head across the room and there is the second box. The third one is going to be down the stairs. You're going to head through this doorway. It's right there on the right. And then the fourth one is going to be near Quick Revive. Once that's done, you'll then interact with the canister to grab the now toxic canister, take it to spawn, and you're going to interact with this workbench to build that ammo mod. Next, we need to open up one of the liminal spaces. So for the yellow ammo mod, it's the portrait in the library. Interact with that machine and we'll need to get zombie eliminations. Make sure you're getting them with the MK2 with the yellow ammo mod. Now, once you've opened up the liminal library, you'll need to hop inside that portrait inside the yellow room to activate the next step. If not, the books that you're looking for will not be there. Starting with the farthest way in one, this is near the dinosaur by the bar. You're going to interact with your ether shroud. There was no book on that first table. Now, normally I would go through those doors, but since it's a high round strat and those doors are locked, we have to go all the way back around. So this is in the east foyer. We're going to grab that one, drop down. There could possibly be one in this fireplace where my second one was. And the third one where mine was is right here on this couch. Now, if you're still looking for your other locations, if you need to refill your ether shroud right here in the study, you can lay down and there is a full power. And that's going to allow you to check the last two spaces just on the opposite side of that study. Right there on the desk can be another one. And then you'll make your way towards the elevator. As long as you have your ether shroud popped, it'll activate this one over here by the fireplace if you have one. Next, you'll grab the books. You interact with the number of circles 1, 2, 3. And once you pull out each of those books, this is going to reveal a secret room with some notes. You'll need to pick those up. This is an intel document if you haven't got that. And then you'll head inside the liminal space and there is going to be a little pedestal where you can put the Sentinel artifact. This is going to spawn in an amalgam. You'll need to use the MK2 with that yellow ammo mod to break his shield. And then after that, you can use whatever gun that you need to defeat him. Just make sure you have enough ammo. It probably would have helped to have a packed MK2 here, but I just used my kilo. Give him space, stay away from him, and once you defeat him, he's going to spawn in a max ammo. You'll then see the ghost go into the Sentinel artifact, and you'll need to obtain that. Now, to get the Wonderwaffe, you'll head towards the nursery. Underneath this bed is a pile of clothes with a purple aura on it. You'll need to shoot that, and you will see it disappear. This is going to move towards a book on a chair to the right of Elemental Pop. I like to use the GS45s on this because it does the most damage to this orb. You'll need to shoot it and destroy the items. So in this clip, I am purple Pack 2 GS45s. It's going to do the best damage. And if you use Ether Shroud, that can kind of help you stay in there and be protected from the zombies. You'll see the orb disappear, and the next location is going to be in spawn, just right there to the right of the tree. At this point, I was Pack 2 and Legendary. The GS45s do the most damage, and I think one of the hardest parts of doing this entire setup is this step. So as long as you have a strong GS45, you're going to melt through it pretty quickly. Just make sure you have enough ammo, and then I like to use that Ether Shroud. That way I can escape from the zombies. The orb will also shoot little projectiles at you, so you can also avoid that as well. Once you see it leave again, you have a third and final one. This is going to be in the grand foyer across from the dinosaur. They're going to see the third book. I have triple pack GS45s, and again, enough money for ammo. I rotate shooting it once and shooting it with both pistols. I don't really know which one is better, to be honest, but this is how you destroy it. And once you have done this, this is the final step of getting the Wonderwaffe. So Using pack 3 legendary GS45s is good. I also use them on my high rounds run, so that's also going to help you with your setup as well. And when you see the orb go downstairs, all you need to do is descend down in the elevator. You can look up and you'll see the purple smoke going around the elevator. Shoot it with the GS45s, and this is going to drop the Wonderwaffe. There I trade out the MK2, and there's your gun setup, the Wonderwaffe and GS45s. Now at this point, you're all set up, so you can go ahead and start camping on the East Foyer stairs. And yes, for my haters, this is how you play high rounds. It does not make sense to train the zombies. It's going to take a significant amount of time longer. That's just not smart. It's not efficient. To get to round 850, it's taken me about 85 hours. So I'm going to happily camp to get the max round of 999. When you're sitting here, you're going to use the Wonderwaffe to stun the zombies. You have the vermin that spawn out on the right side. You have the zombie spawn in the middle, and then they'll also come through the entryway door. I like to just periodically shoot each of them. The Wonderwaffe is going to stun them in place. And then you just have to watch out for the ones that break through. In terms of equipment, I usually run a Molotov or combat axe for the Doppelgast. And everyone always asks, how do I deal with the disciples? I run Casimirs. Now, for this video, I forgot to equip my Kali sticks. I was working on the camo grind on the chainsaw. I do not recommend the chainsaw. It was purple, pack 2 here. So it took me a little bit to kill the disciple, but you can use really any melee that you want, whatever's your favorite. I would just be legendary, pack 3, and I equip the Deadwire Ammo Mod. Be careful of your timing when you're getting back. Pop that Ether Shroud if you need more time. I got pretty low as I was making my way back to the stairs. Now, another tip that I always have with high rounds is you always need a backup plan. You have to play smart. The trickiest part about this is, like, for example, I was letting the zombies hit me there, but if they break through and start pushing up the stairs and you're reloading, you want to get out of that by popping your Ether Shroud. You can also throw a Casimir. Now, that's going to pull those zombies off you. It won't impact the Doppelgast, but it'll get those zombies off of you. That way you can replate. Whenever I run out of armor, I will also use a Casimir so I can go downstairs and pick up the extra armor plates. Or worst case scenario, you should always have a mutant injection that is going to bail you out. So again, that is all the steps. You can either build the MK2 and do the Easter egg for the Wonderwaffe, or you can use a Wonder Bar and respin cycle to try and get it from the mystery box. That's typically what I do. I also pop some other ultra gobble gums like my Perkaholic to give me all the perks, and hidden power to give me a legendary melee right off the bat. I don't use my ultras outside of running for world records, so it just makes sense to me. All right, now let's talk the augments that I use. These are just the ones that I use. If you want to use something else, feel free to do so. For stamina up, I have Free Faller and Hotfoot, Quick Revive, Dying Wish, and Slow Death. Juggernog, I use Probiotic and Hardened Plates. Melee Macchiato, I have Espresso and Strength Training. Speed Cola, I have Classic Formula and Fast Pitcher. Now, for the high round strat on Shattered Veil, the most tricky part of it is when the zombies are pushing you after being stunned. If you're caught on the reload, that can be super tricky. So you want to be able to reload the fastest. That's also going to be helpful if you stand in other places like the elevator or the distillery stairs. You want that fast reload. For Vulture's Aid, so this is how I get some of my ammo back. You're going to run Parting Gift. It's going to drop some of those little packs for wonder weapons. And then Picky Eater is super important for helping replenish those Casimirs that you're using for the disciples or to go hit the ammo cache in the library. A lot of times people ask me, do you have infinite ammo? No, I don't. It's just augments. So on Death Perception, a really important one is Critical Eye. This is a small chance that a body shot becomes a critical shot. I also run Bird's Eye View, but this pairs with Deadshot Daiquiris. Dead Again. Critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your magazine. So that's why I sometimes generate ammo back. It's not a whole lot. It just seems like it is. And again, when you run out of ammo, it's completely depleted. Use the Casimir, go hit the ammo cache, and get back to the stairs. For PhD Flapper, I have PhD Slider and Tribologist. Double tap, I use double impact and double time. An elemental pop, I use Imperil Peach and Vulnerabine. The reason why I use Imperil Peach is if, again, they're breaking through that stun and they're reaching me on the stairs, I like for them to be able to trigger a random ammo mod. Some folks, if you're on the stairs in the distillery, you can use Electric Cherry to create that electrical discharge. But when I'm on the stairs, they're not really getting close to me, so I think that's kind of pointless. Now, for ammo mod, again, run Deadwire on your Cali sticks. I have Lightning Strike and Extension. This is just something I've used since working on a calling card. There's not really any point to changing it, but you can run Big Game to help out with the Disciples. And then for field upgrade, I run Ether Shroud with Group Shroud and Extra Charge. Now, Group Shroud doesn't really matter because I'm playing solo, but I don't want to run Burst Dash. I don't want to go forward. You could also run Void Sheath. This is going to make your melee stronger, which is also good for the Disciples. But when you're in your Ether Shroud, the Disciples will tend to move away. That's why I solely stick with the Casimirs. But that's the augment setup that I have. And I also think Group Shroud just helps me refill my Wonderwaffe if I am using my Ether Shroud to get max ammo. And then if you're looking for my Kilo loadout, this is what I run just to get started. I try to wait for a little bit to buy the GS45s off the wall. That's going to help getting the Wonderwaffe. And then, like I mentioned already before, if you want to go ahead and use a Wonder Bar and a respin cycle, both of those will help get you the Wonderwaffe. That way you can skip all of the other steps. So that's everything on my Shattered Veil high rounds. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and follow. And if you want to come watch me as I finish up my journey to 999, I would love to see you there. I stream every day on Twitch and TikTok at 7 p.m. Eastern. But come check it out. I'm hoping to hit Shattered Veil here, 999, in the last couple of weeks. And this will be my third 999 in Black Ops 6. So we are slowly but surely grinding. I hope this helped. Let me know if you need anything. Good luck.